I'm Mike Bowers and I'm Director of Photography for the Global Mail. I'm talking pictures this morning with cartoonist for the Herald Sun newspaper in Melbourne, Mark Knight. A warm welcome.
G'day, Mike.
How are you?
Oh, not bad, not bad. It's been a good week.
I'm not too flash, really.
Oh, what happened, mate?
I think it's the carbon tax.
Blame it on the carbon tax.
Mark, the Prime Minister promised that no school would be worse off, even if it was the most well-off school in the country. David Pope has drawn this beautiful cartoon, and I think everyone recognises the guy at the back of the class that was going to inherit the empire, sort of sitting there not paying any attention to the open book exam.
Well, this is Tony's strategy. He's just going to cruise along. Julie is doing everything to save her Prime Ministership. Here she is, working hard on her Gonski project, and he's just up the back of the classroom, just, you know, popping paper aeroplanes.
But once I'm running the old man's firm, when am I going to need to know any of this stuff? The opposition leader was sent to the sin bin this week as Anna Burke got her house in order well and truly, Mark.
Yes, Tony was sent from the field. The first opposition leader for a long time, I believe.
I think the last one was John Howard's many years ago, and then prior to that, Menzies.
If he's following that sort of tradition, he does have to grow his eyebrows considerably if he's following in the Menzies-Howard tradition.
If looks could kill us, he passed Anna Burke after being, you know... Well, he was given, in fairness, he was given a yellow card and then he given the red card. Yeah. I mean, due process was followed.
Oh, he deliberately pushed the speaker to the limit, I think, on this one. And here he is walking past, and does he just sort of knock the laptop closed as he goes past, or...?
It's comforting to see she doesn't have Twitter up, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah. And a furtive glance back, I think, just to make sure that Malcolm Turnbull hadn't leaped into his seat.
Stay out of that chair,
Malcolm. Stay out of that chair, Malcolm.
Don't you go anywhere near that.
The battle of the sexisms as Tony Abbott was accused of having issues with powerful women. As a fashion designer, you've got a future if cartooning ever goes kaput. You've beautifully matched the handbags.
Matching bags and outfits.
Yeah.
Tony was being pictured as a guy who has a problem with women and picking on women in Parliament. And then suddenly the heavy hitters from the female members of the Labor front bench lined up with their beautifully coordinated handbags and smashed the living bejesus out of him. So I wondered who was picking on who that day.
You've got the attendance. Is Tony Abbott picking on women again? Let me know when you think we should step in and save him.
When you've got Nicola Roxon and Tanya Plibersek going hard on you, mate, you're in trouble.
Tony has looked ill at ease, I think, all week, really. He's out of sorts. I think he's got a sort of solid dose of carbon tax.
I think he's gone to the Julie Bishop School of Death Stare. Hasn't quite got it yet. You've got to have the flaring eyes. It's an Abbott style of death stare, of staring her down. But as Julia said, she's not going to lay down and die.
KPMG's report on Fair Work Australia's report came out, and Craig Thompson believes this is completely vindicated.
What report are we up to?
I don't know.
Vindicated because the last report was sloppy, no good. They didn't really talk to the right people.
David Rowe's done a beautiful cartoon which almost needs a sound effect. It's sort of a heavenly sort of a...
It is ethereal. His use of colour here, these lovely soft tones, and the position of Craig Thompson sort of rising up, the wings.
Behold, KPMG's for a whiter white. And I love the little asterisk results may vary.
And a correct piece of signage here.
Well, thank God for the KPMG fig leaf.
Yes.
Mark, it's always a great pleasure talking the events of the week with you. Thank you very much for taking the time.
Thanks for having me, Mike. And now, Barry, it's back to you in the studio.